A very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the People's Forum with Big Stone. Today we're going to talk about incest, carnal abuse, and rape in Jamaica. As you're aware, Jamaica has been plagued with this monster for a very long time. And in recent time, it has come to the fore with a popular entertainer and yet again with an aspiring artist. We're not here to talk about their situation. We're here to talk about situation that has been affecting our babies. And I'm not talking about just little boys. I'm also talking about little girls as well. Recently, there's a video circulating on social media where a mother was actually having sexual intercourse and a young little girl was in the bed right beside her while she was doing this. Now, whatever a man and a woman does behind closed door, that's their personal prerogative. But when it involves minors, when it involves children, then it becomes our responsibility and it becomes our problem. Today we're going to be talking to a young lady. We're going to be calling her Lady X. She's somewhere in the world. We're not going to identify her location because her situation is horrendous. When you hear Lady X tell of how she was assaulted from as early as 4 going on 5 years old, it will actually bring tears to your eyes and actually bring tremor to your Without further ado, I'm going to bring in my guest, Lady X. And we're going to sit back and just listen to her tell her story of what happened to her many years ago. She's now 28 years old. This happened, or it started when she was about 4 years old. So, Lady X, welcome to the People's Forum. And please, at your pleasure, please tell us your story. What happened to you?
Thank you for having me, first of all, and thank you guys for listening. My story started at 4.5 years old with my granduncle in Jamaica. This man used to come, he used to um call me, come my grandniece, I have sweetie for you. And he did this over years. So I didn't think anything bad of it at first until the day that I started having feeling in my body. My body started to react to certain things. And on that particular day, we went to church, we came home, and my granny did a cook some food for us. And he called me. He said, come here, my grandniece. And I went. He always sit me on his lap. And I sat down and he said to me, hey, so some sweetie here. And I took the sweetie. As I have taken the sweetie, eating the sweetie, he started fondling me. And then he reached my private area and touched there. And I said, Uncle, such man, why you touch me there? It tickles. And my granny heard him and run after him with the cutlass. I tell him, don't come back in our yard. Well, that one stopped. And I went to our next family member house. And that's when the real horror of my story really began. Because I went to my family house in Jamaica, next family house in Jamaica. And when I went there, I was sleeping one night. It was the summer holiday. I went there. I was sleeping. And I felt something sticky on my leg. I was wondering, what is this on my leg? So I turned around. And when I turned around, it was my cousin. And he went, that's the only thing he said to me. And then he tried to penetrate me. Didn't work. So, and then when I was laying on the bed and he's trying to get inside of me, I started pinching my little knees to wake up. even to get a little movement from her to um, let her know that something is happening to me. But all she said was my name and said, "Stop pinching me." And when I took a stock, he got up and left. He didn't further penetrate me. And he get up and left. And when he left out of the room, he went to work. Couple days after, not even weeks, couple days after, he came back. He tried again. And he tried and he tried, not getting it in because I was still a virgin. And he could not, I don't know if he could get it in or whatsoever, but he could not go in. So he keep on trying. And this happened for the whole summer holiday. When I went back home, didn't have nobody to talk to, didn't have nobody to say anything to read. Said, okay, that's gonna be my life because I have to go up there at least for the summer, every summer here. After that, the neighbors started shortly after that, where they will come and they will hold me and they will take what they want. Then they fondle me, trying to penetrate me. Well, it wouldn't work because I'm a virgin same way. And when they tried and they saw that I was virgin, they didn't want, so they funded me. Until one of the brother from the neighbor, I went to a family house, a family friend house to say better. When I went there, he, um, I gave my neighbor the food. When I gave her the food, I was turning to come out of the house back. And this guy, this grown ass man, I will never forget. He took me by my hair, pulled me down, and pushed my head on the private area. My mouth went completely on it, and all my reaction was bite. That's all I could hear. The small voice in me saying, "Bite down." So I bite. When I bite him, he let me go and I run. I said, okay, this should be the last of it. Eventually, somebody else moved into the house. I was seeing a big grown ass man moving because he didn't have nowhere else to go. And my family decided to put him up. So when they put him up now, he was still there. So one morning I get up, going to school. I was about 9, 10 years old, not more, not less. And when I was going to school, I was walking the hill to go down. I felt something grab me on my arm, pull me in the bush. And all I could feel was when my body hit the ground and I opened my eyes, I could see who it was on top
What
of
you've
me.
heard so far, Empress Shaz, I know it troubles you. What are your thoughts?
I hear pain. I hear a young woman at the age of 28 now is so destroyed, she's in so much pain, and I'm so happy that, she can come forward, and speak how she felt. Just not long ago, I was on
Sorry.
social media and I see a female artist, talking about she being abused, I think when she was 17, but this young girl, she was molested from she was 4.5 years old. Who do that, Big Stone? Who do that?
Well, a monster, an animal. Lady X is back with us. I hope we can hear her now. Big up schoolboy movement in the house. Lady X, if you may continue your horrific story, because the reason why we're doing this is we want to educate our viewership, our audience out there. We want them to be able to recognize the signs. We want them to be able to look at a perpetrator and see that perpetrator for what monster that he is, and we're able to deal with him accordingly. So continue, Lady X. Please continue.
As I was saying, he hold me down and somebody looked, they heard my screams. So somebody looked through the window and saw him holding me and cried out, "Hoy, hoy, where did I start do?" And he let me go. He was a grown ass man. Man could be my father. When he let me go, I ran. I ran so much that when I came to the police station, I ran straight from where I was to the police station. When I reached to the police station, there was a lady standing there that knew me, and she said, "Lady X, what you doing here? Why your clothes dirty? Why you look so?" Because I was always a neat kept kind of girl, and I told her what happened, and she took me inside, called my grand aunt at the time, and she explained to her what's going on. Then she asked me for a full statement. I gave it to her, exactly what happened. Went to court. He got charged. I didn't know how much here he got because I was excused out of the courthouse because I was a child. And they said that certain things I'm not allowed to do. So they excused me out of the court. He was found guilty also. After that, I went back home. After the court, I must say, after the court, my grandmom looked at me and said, "Yo, what's it, not clot? You know, see where your uncle I go through. And you do this, yeah, do this to other man, letting me know that it's my fault." I said, okay. After I went up to her place, they bust my ass. I mean, beat me. They beat me severely till my skin got open up. I was wounded on my back. My back was split open. Um, sorry, I'm shaking. My back was split wide open as a child because I wanted help. So, as a straight A student, I wasn't a straight A student no more. Wasn't doing school, good in school. Started falling back. And they still beat me on and off, on and off. You take man, you are this, you are that, and it's your fault. After that happened, I went back home. And the next summer they sent me back up there. I went back up there. And when I went back, my uncle was there and he was on a rape charge. And 2 days before this happened to me with my uncle, my grandmom, the whole family was sitting there, my aunts and my cousin, brothers. And my grandmother had the nerve to turn around and say, "You can't man go court and prosecute them and win. And your uncle are go through the same thing. What kind of woman you are going to turn out to be?" I remember her words because they sunk in my brain so much after what my uncle did to me that I lost it. My brain was not functioning anymore. I turned off everything. I tried to block out everything. After she told me that, she was a bingo and domino lady. So she will leave. My other relatives, my other smaller relatives, everybody will go to school. But because I was leaving the country, they said, "Me not have to go to school no more. I'm not supposed to go to school anymore." So I was sitting at home, cleaning, cooking, do all the girls' work. And after I'd finish my work, I would go and take a nap because I didn't have anything else to do. I'm not going to school, so I sleep after I finish. And that day, my uncle came to the door and he stood there for a while and I could feel his presence. I'm like, "No, I'm safe. My molester cousin gone, so I'm safe." And then I feel him move closer. So I opened my eyes and looked up. When I looked up in his face, I could not, his eyes were pure evil. I could see the evil standing in his eyes. I said to him, Uncle, where you want from me? You're looking at me like this. He said nothing to me at that moment. He just jump, just make one good leap on top of me. And when he did that, he had a knife in his hand. And he laid the knife right beside my head. And when he laid the knife beside my head, he said, if you say anything, I'm going to kill you right here. So me as a child, I shut up. I didn't know what to do. I'm living in this house with the same person. And when he was finished raping me, turn around, take out his body parts out of me, stand on the bed and shake it off on me. And said, BC Clark, girl, your fault make this happen to you. It was my fault that it happened to me. And that hurts. That hurts. I thought I was going to leave Jamaica for good. I don't have to go to abuse. I won't have to go through suffering anymore because I was leaving that country. I was leaving that behind. And after I left, I thought I had my mom. Because she was my whole life. Since I was 4 years old, she left me. She packed up her things and she left. She didn't care if I was okay. She didn't call and ask, you okay? Anything happened to you? She didn't care. And I came to foreign to her. When I came here, that woman used every opportunity to beat me, to mentally torment me, to make my life a living hell. I didn't know why, as a child growing up, I didn't know why she hates me that much. I didn't know. I really didn't know. Until one day, my stepdad asked me, can I adopt you? I said, no. No matter what happened to me in Jamaica, I have a father and he loves me. And if he knew what I've been through, he would have protected me. So I said no. And that day, that's when hell opened its gates for me. Every day since that day, that woman beats. She thumps. She slapped my head against the wall. There were not any broomstick in the house where I was not beaten out of. I have scars to show, I have documents to show that she beat me to a pulp. She and her husband. She beat me to a pulp, and I'm her last child, her baby. The one that she should have protected the most. But she didn't. She wasn't a mother. I understand. Not all women can be a mother. And after I had my child, when I got pregnant with 18. I was in the hospital. The doctors could not find the child because they thought it was in my tubes. And when the doctors, the whole night I was there, nobody there. It was just me alone. I was scared, 18 years old, pregnant. Don't know where to go, who to call, because I can't call my family really. And I remember, hold on, I have a sister. And I called my sister and I told her, don't tell mom that I'm pregnant, but they can't find the baby. She called her and told her that I was having an abortion. I was going to kill my child. My mom called me in that state where I'm at, feeling like hopeless, all hope is gone. I'm going to lose the one thing that God is going to give me, to hold on to life a little bit. And even that will not be granted to me. And my mom called me not even 20 minutes later after I hung up from my sister. You look at this, you look at that. If you ever got dash on a belly, they go call your father and tell your father say you're a whore and you dash your belly in a foreign country. I said to her, who told you that I was going to throw away the belly? I want to keep my child. However, I went back into I hung up my phone because I couldn't take it no more. So I hung up and I went back into the hospital. And they eventually, the next morning, they found the child in my belly where it should be. And I was allowed to go home. And me and my baby father met up and we talk about it. And he said, any decision you make, I'm with you. I said, I already decided to keep the baby because I feel that will be my holding anchor in life and a steady life. I just want something steady, somebody to love me as how I can love them. And I was pregnant, going through a lot with my family, back and forth with them, fighting. My mom called me one day. I was so happy for her call because she was sounding really nice, really polite on that day. And she called me and my boyfriend was sitting there. And she called me and she said, my daughter, me have an idea for you, you know. I said, what kind of idea? And she said to me, I will give you 10,000 such money to give the child to me. You will call it sister, and it will be my child. You have your life, can still go live. I said, for $10,000, if you sell you my pickney. My boyfriend at the time said, what? Sell us pickney? They said, she want to buy the baby. He said, no, that not going to work. If you try to do that, I go to the police, them got report you. I said, I'm not going to sell her my pickney because she not treat me good. So if I go get her a pickney, a third chance, if 8 chance or 9 chance, you go get, no, you're not going to get the half of my baby. She looks at me and tells me that if I'm not going to have your child, you are not going to raise that child. It's either it's going to raise up in a work by the government or me going to get it. I thought she was joking because I'm like, you can't make them take my pickney from me. You're crazy. I'm not doing anything wrong in this country. They know me. You know I'm a good person. And she tried every day since that child came out of me. She made it her duty to call CDA, police, anything she could do. I'm a weed smoker. She sent me one day, she even went so far, she sent me one day, even when my fiance was telling me, don't go nowhere. I said, she has set you up. I'm like, my mother, she not gonna call the police for me, man. And she said, me go buy it. I went and I get the weed and I bought it. And I bring it to her and I said, give me a look at this place. She gave me smiling. I go in the house in my apartment because we live on the same building. And I went into my apartment. Not even 20 minutes later, I saw my light in the hallway went on. So I eased up to go to the door. At the time, I could not build my spliff, so my husband had to build it. And he was building the spliff, and the police come straight into my house because they let the police them from the first door, the second door, and they had access now to my entire apartment. Police come. They clock on the handcuff. My daughter hear the commotion, get up out of bed, come out with 2.5. See her father being arrested, traumatized her so much. My child had to go to a psycho doctor. She was mentally tormented from her father, hearing the handcuff going on her father's hands, click, click. And don't knowing if her father's going to be coming back for the night. I was crying, begging them, it's mine. He's only building it for me. Take me instead. But because they know he was in some kind of wrongdoing, he was a little drug stealer. And when he did it, and they arrest him, they carry him to the police station, they book him, charge him for a minimum like this, not even a bud. And I heard them over me celebrating. Celebrating. Yes, we catch her now. The man gone. Who she gonna turn to? They didn't know the police was going to let him go because he called his father and the father sent people there to help him out. And that's how he came back the next morning, 5 o'clock. After that, my mom, she beat me to a pulp. I mean, beat me to a pulp. The policeman looked at me and said to me, he didn't know how I got the strength to pick up my daughter in a pram and run with her. When I saw that nobody's coming behind me, that's when my body gave weight and I went to the ground. I said, God, if I saw me, I got dead. Now I'm dead on the street. My white people have to come pick up my body and my pickney. I'm dead. That Chinese woman was passing. And she knew me and she said, Lady X, what you do you so? What make you look so? I was bruised, but battered, my whole of my hair tear out. I look like 10 person jumped me. I couldn't walk. My skull was cracked. I didn't remember it's out of there because I was blocked out. I was blocked out. My mental state, what they did to me exactly. I know that where the attack started, but I don't know when I got the hit in my head. I don't know when it finished. I only remember getting up and running because something was in my head because I was screaming so loud and nobody came. So I got up. Something in me keep on saying, get up, they're gonna kill you. Get up, they're gonna kill you. So I get up and I look. I saw my baby in the pram and she was watching them beating the crap out of me. And she was crying so loud. I took her up with the pram. I got so much strength. The pram was full. And I pick up the baby, the pram and everything. And I hold her and I run and throw her over the fence. That's the only way I could get over this fence and jump over it in time that they don't catch me and draw me back in. And I run around the car now, and I run. I couldn't run no more, so I stopped and I just let my body go. I just let go. I couldn't go no more. I felt that I was dead inside. And she called CDA after that. She tell them about a lie. The court look at her and tell her, how can you beat your child to almost senselessness because she has a loud mouth? And because she said something you don't like, or she said something to your husband that you don't like, you beat me senselessly. And look at me and tell me, no man, nah, me not gonna put none of my pickney them over my man. So I thought, okay, I'm not important anymore. My life is worthless. So I started cutting myself. I try ways to kill myself over and over. But somewhere God just decides I should be here. So I'm still here somewhere, somehow. I'm still standing. And all through that, my family, I had proof. I showed them the proof that I had where my uncle says, yes, I raped you, your sister, and I found out since this year he raped his sister, plus the next girl what he went to prison for. And my family is still denying, still saying, me are the bad one. Maybe me give it to him. Remind you, through all these ordeals, I was a child. I came to foreign when I was 15 and a half. I was still a baby.
All right. Lady X, I want you to take a break because I know this must have been hard on you. Something like this is something that you never ever forget. Something like this, I know it will scar you. This happened to you from as early as 4 years old. and now you're 28, and it's like, you didn't second guess anything. It came out clear as day what they did to you. And this is the problem that I'm having with family members, parents who look at such wicked act and to say it's the child's fault, or the child is lying, or the child brought this upon themselves, the child pushed herself for this to happen. It's their fault. And I'm wondering if I out a cow, some of them parents they come out for really I said them things there. And I know, especially in the garrison community, you have especially the women, and I'm not just picking on women, but it's the truth. When them want a money, them push out them little girl pickney to some nasty man for a few dollars, and they don't care, you know. So I'm saying it's about time now we start to get some laws. Because laws are there in the books, but these laws are not enforced to the extreme as they ought to be enforced. I personally think that if a man is caught not penetrating, just fondling a minor, we should carry him in at the middle of the town, strip off all of him clothes off him, and give him about 50 or 100 lashes publicly. And we're talking about use the old time tamarind switch, you know, and beat out him rascal.
True, man.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
True, man.
And then we probably should castrate him so that him don't even feel like he's a man anymore. Him will feel like a woman, and then probably he'll understand the wickedness that he did to this little girl or this little boy, because it's happening to girl and boy equally. St. Thomas have the most case of incest, where brother sleeping with sister, sister
Oh God.
sleeping with brother, mother sleeping with her son, father sleeping with them daughter.
Mm.
St. Thomas have the highest. It's happening all across the island, but St. Thomas have the most incest. They did a survey and it came back. Also, in the parish of Westmoreland, they have the most carnal abuse in Jamaica. Don't look at Big Stone and believe I'm making these things up. Go do your research and you'll see the facts. You know? Empress, talk to me. Cause I see you making up your face, and I know it hurt bad. What you want to say happen to them little dirty pedophile nasty man?
Big Stone, as a female, we are all Mother Earth. If some female doesn't have a child of their own, we do take care of other child. It hurt me so deeply, to hear the pain and the trauma that this young lady been through, Lady X. I hear Big Stone, the punishment that you said you would have given these monsters. I don't know, bro, but I would give them a different punishment. Because my punishment would be very slow. Because I have a lot of patience. In other words, I am very patient. I would take that bastard, I would tie him on a tree, I would rub butter and honey on his toe. I would do it day by day. I would do his toe first, and then I move up and up and up and up, I would put him in a bundle of ants nest, Big Stone. I'm gonna make sure, like from the waist here down, I'm gonna put honey.
Lady X, I want to commend you for the courage that you have taken today to really come out and relive these moments, because to relive these moments, I know it must be extremely hard on you. So I must commend you. I want you to know that you're loved. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong to attract this dirty man. You know, you didn't do these things. You know what I mean? Um, and there's a lot of people don't believe it just happened to you. There are a lot of children out there that this happened to. So I don't want you to think that you're alone and you consider yourself dirty, because you're not. You're a beautiful lady, you know. As one of my fans is saying, Margarita Clunis, she's saying they are not parents and they should never be allowed to have children. And she's right. Lily
Yeah.
of the Valley says, my God, me not surprised. That means she's not surprised that these things are happening in Jamaica. You know what I mean? She's not surprised at all that these things are happening in Jamaica. You know what I mean? So it's heartrending to know that we're having these problems in this beautiful country. Go ahead.
You know, Big Stone, I hope, I hope Minister of Health, Mr. Tufton, I hope the Honorable Prime Minister Andrew Holness, I hope this video come across these people. I hope they see these videos, Big Stone, and take drastic measures. You know, too many young girls have been missing, abused, kidnapped, raped, molested, beaten, murdered. You know, like Jasmine Dean, you know what I mean? You know, like Lady X, she been through so much. She's only 28 now. Female mothers, Mother Earth, please listen to your kids when they're talking to you. You're not supposed to put your man, your husband, no one over your kids. Listen to the kids. Take action. Take action against this predator. And I want Lady X to know that, Lady X, you're not alone. As I said, 2 days ago, I was listening to a female artist that has been raped, beaten before raped, then take to the bathroom and washed inside out by the rapist, so there wouldn't be any evidence. You know what I mean? So you're not alone. Before I hear other
I know
female
that.
artists came out and talk about the abuse they have, I hear other young girls, not only in Jamaica, across the world. But this issue, Big Stone, needs to be addressed by the government.
One of our fans are actually saying, and Jamaica has more churches per square mile than any country on the planet Earth. They went on further to say, and Jamaica still think their ex-master God will grant them salvation. You know, and I agree. You know, some people are looking to the sky, that somebody's gonna come from the sky to help them. You have to help yourself. If you believe in that good book, it says the Almighty help those who help themselves, and we have to. I don't agree with jungle justice, but who am I to say to a community when they catch a nasty man? The other day I was watching a video. I don't know if you saw it, from St. Lucia, and this man was suspected of being a rapist, And boy, you want to see what them doing? Them angling wicked. Them angling bilious. You know? I as
That's
a
how they
man,
should be handled, man. That's how they should be handled, you know?
I as a man feel so terrible, to know that my brothers out there could be doing this to our sisters. I have never, and I can come out public and say I've never raped a woman. Never. I've never lied to a woman because I believe if you lie to a woman for her to sleep with you, you never really did sleep with that woman of her own free will. And even though it's not rape in itself, but to me I feel comfortable. Want a woman look for me and love me for me, and if we're gonna have some fun, we're gonna have some fun because she likes me for me. Not me tricking her that I'm gonna buy her a car. I'm gonna build the biggest house on the hill for her. I personally don't like that. I like if a woman give herself to me, it must be consensus. You know, it must be consensus. I'm gonna ask, Lady X, what kind of punishment would you like to see handed out to these, we call them dirty boy, dirty men. Me name call them men. That's some boy there.
Germs.
Yeah, germs. What kind of punishment you want to see? Let's look at some of the things that our fans are saying. Tell them again, Big Stone. Some people need to stop, wait on some sky wizard in the sky to stop and save us from everything. Adande said that. We've just lost Lady X as we asked her
And
that
then
question.
the bless up yourself is so true, you know?
But the sky wizard not gonna come.
No.
We have to save ourselves in this time, right about now. A matter of fact, the video that you saw at the beginning of the broadcast, I did that video 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Let's go back to a little piece of it and show you what I had to say back then. Listen. How can we have a country as beautiful as Jamaica and our women who are supposed to be goddess being treated in this fashion? And we do not have a massive, yes, we do from time to time, Betty Ann Blaine and so forth and others who are child advocate really do come out, and I have to support them for their hard work in making this awareness. But enough is not done to scourge this monster, trap this monster, behead this monster, and lock this monster away for life. Our children are our future. I just mentioned two cases, ladies and gentlemen, about two young ladies. But we do have young boys who are molested by their next of kin, molested by friends, molested by guardians who are left to take responsibilities of these children. They're left in their care. So, ladies and gentlemen, my take on this is, how come we do not have the government stepping in when they should, making these penalties so hard that one should not even think of molesting our children? Why we have to go through this every day, every week, every month, every year of our young girls and our young boys being molested by grown men? I've even heard of a case where a man said if you have sex with a virgin and you are affected with the HIV virus, you will be instantly cured. Can you understand this rubbish and this garbage that is being meted out to our children in Jamaica? We need to take a stance. And Jamaica, I'm telling you, if we sit like this, keep our mouth shut, not say anything, then guess what? We are doomed to fail as a country. It's coming to the end of the year. Today is December 31st, one day before 2018 steps in. And I'm appealing to you. I'm appealing to every single family members, every single neighbors, every single teachers, because these are the points where people can actually see changes in our young ones. Because someone who's forcefully molested, raped, boogered, you can see changing in them. Their mannerisms are not the same, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see them become uh, withdrawn. They'll become somewhat edgy. They're not learning. They're not retaining anything. So it's very easy for you to recognize a toddler, a baby, when one is molested. Pay attention to your young girls when you're bathing them. You know, pay attention to the orifices of your young boys when bathing them, because these are telltale signs that your child is being molested. And guess what? We know the penalties are harsh, but they should become even harsher. I personally recommend public whipping. Yes, if you molest a minor, you should be taken to the town square where everybody gathers around and you'll be whipped with 50 lashes. That's my personal take on this. Because guess what? You see, if we don't take care of our children, if we don't respect our children, if we don't honor and treat our children with the ultimate love and care that they so justly deserve, because remember, these children did not ask to be here. These children did not ask to be here. You went out there, you found a partner. Sometimes the partners that you all choose are very responsible partners. Some women just lie down with anybody. Some men just lie down with anybody. They don't even check about a background of a woman. You don't even check about the background of the man that you're dealing with. Sometimes you bring a total stranger in your house and then you leave these strangers to take care of your children. A couple of years ago, this woman met this man in St. Anne. She had twin children, a boy and a girl, age 9, and she allowed this man to influence her to a dance. You left your 9-year old twin unattended to go to a dance with a man you just met. And ladies and gentlemen, the horrific thing happened. This 9-year old, I cannot forget her name, Nevalisha Lewis. She was brutally murdered and bludgeoned to death. Jamaica, we need to wake up. 2018, we need to wake the fuck up. Because if we don't wake the fuck up, our children, which are supposed to be our future, I am doing my part and I will continue to do my part to make sure I teach, to make sure I bring to the public the necessary awareness, to make sure I do my part so that our children can live a nice, happy, and healthy life. Yes, that was just how I felt. 4 years ago, I did that video. You know, it was 2017. It was the 31st of December. It was coming towards the end of the year. And the murder for that year was 1,650 people. We gone 1,100 and something already. And we're in the month of October. And carnal abuse and rape and so on was like a forest on fire. And you want to tell me 4 years later we have not changed? Nothing has changed, you know? Then what's going on? The government. I mean, it's our responsibility as parents, teachers. Teachers, you have a part to play, you know, because when the child don't display certain tendency, when they come to school, you can observe and see for yourself that this child is not studying, this child is withdrawn, this child is not playing like other child. You know what I mean? And Queenie said nothing has changed. True.
Nothing.
4 years, nothing.
So,
Nothing.
So we remember Shaz, we asked Lady X the question. Lady X, what kind of punishment, as one who have been there so many times, what kind of punishment do you want to see meted out to these monsters?
well, since I've get my death sentence, because it's a death sentence, a life sentence. You when somebody gets raped, that person that raped that person, take something from them, take a part of our life, and then you give us a prison, you give us a personal jailhouse to put us in. And when you give us that jailhouse, there's no breaking out, there's no freedom for us. So I feel like you should feel the same, go through the same punishment as what I went through, or something similar. The same way I'm going to be traumatized for the rest of my life, the same way I'm scared when my daughter leave the house. I used to search my child just to see if the father, my husband, have touched. When he found out, he was so angry because he was the one that pulled me through. Let me can smile again. When you can see the light of day, even to have the strength or the courage. Because when we're damaged products of society. You kill something a part of me or a part of a next girl or a part of a boy. You took something from us and you gave us an eternal imprisonment inside of us. I blamed myself for years on top of years to come. I was, yes, I'm my fault. Maybe my breast them they too big. Maybe me they put on something too sharp. Maybe my skirt they too tight. I was a child and I had to really sit down with people, talk about it, to get even a close pathway. Because I remember one time CD, the woman that used to help me buy CD, she looked at me and she said, X, you're broken. Because you're broken, you're in a hole and I don't know why. And it seems like you can't get the light to come out. And at that time, I had a child. And to find out from somebody or to hear from somebody or to see that you're dead inside, you can't give love because you're nobody. You don't know how to give love because it never got teaching to you. Nobody taught you how to give love or how to receive love. You only grow. I grew up with hatred in my heart for human being, for my own race. I'm not gonna hide it. I hated my own skin color.
Wow.
I bleached my skin till I was white. I was literally white. And it's when my child looked at me and asked me, Mommy, why you look at that picture and you're so black and beautiful and now you're white? And I had to rethink what kind of damage or what kind of example I'm going to set for my child. That's what I did that because I'm a damaged product of society. Then I can only imagine a woman or a child coming out of such a situation, no help, no doctors, nobody that stand with you hand in hand and say, come, let me help you. Let me teach you the right way. Let me show you how to love. I didn't have that. So I had to figure it out on my own. But now I know what love is because I feel it from my husband, I feel it from my daughter. I know what love is. And I know that it doesn't hurt anymore. I don't need family member to tell me you're beautiful, you're something special. You are allowed to breathe on this earth. I'm a victim, yes, but I'm a survivor. And I always say to myself, they took something from me, but they could not break my soul. That's the one thing they could not break. They tried to take everything from me. But the one thing they could not take, something that Father God put into my heart, they could not take this and break it. And I said that what didn't kill me, it made me 1,000 times stronger. And that man, all these men, they're suffering more than me. The life cannot go further because what you did to an innocent child. And then I hope that one day their family members, my family members, will open their eyes and see that there are other kids around these demons, these monsters, because they're not human beings. They're not deserving of the word to be called human beings. These are monsters. These are demons. You're a predator. And all I can say to these men that hurt me, you hurt me, but you didn't break me. I'm still standing. And I will continue standing.
That we have to sit here, even though I wanted it to happen. I encourage it because, as hard as it sounds, the truth must be told. And some of us are adults, but we're still babies. Our minds are still baby mentality. So we see the truth and we blame our children. Teach your child about good touch and bad touch. Teach your child not to accept gifts from strangers or even gifts from adults. Because there's a law in Jamaica that is known as sexual grooming. You don't have to touch a little girl or a little boy. If you keep giving them sweetie and money and so on, you know what I mean, and encourage them, you know what I mean, to whatever, it is considered sexual grooming and you can be arrested and charged for that. So, Lady X, Empress Shaz, I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much, especially Lady X, for getting the courage, after being abused from as early as 4. I mean, she's now 28 years old. She have endured this for 24 years. She reported it. People have gone to prison because of what they did to her. And she's a strong woman. She's now the mother of a beautiful little girl. And she's married. She have her husband. She live overseas and she's doing great. Thank you so much for sharing your ordeal with us. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And I hope that women who have been so exploited will find the energy. And the reason why we didn't call names on this program here today and name names, because a lot of people are saying, I like she tell. Oh, come she can't call on him. She tell me everybody name in the family. From her father name to her uncle to her cousins to friends. She taught the things them. But I'm not a platform that we're gonna, because the act of a few family members, we want to tarnish the entire family. And because this is taboo, people, we start saying, yeah, what kind of dirty family? The Smith and the Brown and the Joneses, them and the so and so are some nasty people, them. When in truth and fact, only a few members of the family are like that. So she has grown now, she's matured now. We give thanks. And we'd only hope that this program, if there's a young child who's undergoing these things, whether it be a little boy, a little girl, tell your mother. If your mother not doing you justice, tell your father. Your father not doing justice, tell your teacher. Tell somebody. Because when you tell somebody, that's the only way you can get help. And don't be afraid. We're out here to confront those pedophiles. And when we hold on, a fan member just a while ago said, Buju Banton should redo the song Boom Bye Bye and dedicate it to pedophile. And I agree 100%. You know what I mean? And I want to thank you all. I want to thank Empress Shaz from Coconut Juice Production. And I want to thank Lady X. I'm drained. I'm tired. I can't go on. I wish I could, but this does something to me. You know, Initially, when I didn't want to take this up because just to hear the pain that this lady went through, it's heartrending. It's very heartrending. But I must say, thank you so much for the courage for you to come out. And we just have to say goodbye for now. Thank you all for watching. May the Almighty continue to bless you and protect you, Lady X. Your
Thank you for
story,
having
I know, will help quite a lot of people who have been going through what you're going through. Now, as we speak, they're going through the same thing, identical thing that you're going through. And your story will help to strengthen them, give them the courage to come forward and to speak their truth. Thank you so much for watching, and please have a great day. Thank you.